This is the Volvo S90. It replaces the old and unassuming S80, and it's a serious contender in the large executive saloon car market. So its chief rivals are the BMW 5 Series, the Audi A6, the Jaguar XF and the excellent Mercedes E-Class.
Volvo isn't stupid. It knows buyers in this part of the market are ultra conservative, and if they've bought a Mercedes, they will always buy a Mercedes. So Volvo is trying to mix things up a little bit, and it's doing that with this interior. Just look at it. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And it's dominated by this 9-inch touchscreen. It works just like your tablet at home. So I've got my navigation, I've got my phone, and this button down here takes me back to the home screen. I've got Apple CarPlay. I've got a simple row of buttons, and it's just about condensing and minimalising the number of functions in here. There's real wood veneers, there's real metal detailing, and this particular car has got the optional Bowers & Wilkins stereo system. And just look at that little speaker up there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Elsewhere there's little Swedish flag on the seat, and over here on the seat belt there's a since 1959 embossed in it. That's of course when Volvo developed the seat belt that we know today. Overall, it's a beautiful and wonderful place to be.
Not only is the dash beautifully styled and made, but it's also well kitted out. Standard Momentum models get that 9-inch touchscreen, 17 or 18-inch wheels depending on the engine, rear park assist, dual zone climate control, sat-nav, Wi-Fi and LED headlights with active high beam. Inscription, like our car, is the luxury S90 and gets TFT dials, soft Napa leather, electric seats and wood trim, while the R-Design model gets a racy body kit, sporty seats and carbon fibre trim.
Now you can just about fit 3 people at a squeeze, but I really wouldn't want to do that really, because this really isn't a seat and this is a bit of a large transmission tunnel to haul yourself over. And whilst it's fine for short journeys, I really wouldn't want to be sitting here on a long one. There are some nice details back here though. There's armrest with 2 cup holders. We've got a little storage tray there. We've got ISOFIX points here and over here. We've got digital climate control back here for the 2 rear occupants. And overall, with the wood and the metal detailing, it just feels just a little bit more special than in this car's rivals. Okay, the boot. Right, let's just pop the boot lid, and you'll find that even though there is less space on offer here than in most of the S90's rivals, it's a very usable space. It goes back a long way, it's very square, and the opening is very wide, which is great if you've got lots and lots of suitcases, for instance. Let's just slide that all the way to the back, and it's really, really usable. Now under here we've got a space saver tyre, which is quite unusual in a car these days, and of course there is the obligatory powered boot lid.
Powering the S90 are a range of 2-litre 4-cylinder engines. There are 2 diesels and there's just 1 petrol, a plug-in hybrid. Called the T8, the plug-in hybrid has 402 brake horsepower and CO2 emissions of around 44 grams per kilometre. There are no manual gearboxes, just 8-speed automatics.
Now most people will be going for the diesels. There's a D4 with 187 brake horsepower, and there's the D5 with 232 brake horsepower. The D5 also has all-wheel drive and something called Power Pulse. Now, it's essentially a very clever twin turbocharging system that features an electric compressor that reduces turbo lag and improves the engine's performance.
Both diesels should make good company cars too. The D4 emits 116 grams per kilometre of CO2, returns 63 mpg, and the BIK rating is at 21%, while this D5 emits 129 grams per kilometre, returns 57.6 mpg, and the BIK rating is 23%.
Now with figures like that, it's easy to understand why Volvo isn't offering a range of petrols, and this D5 is really very good, and that Power Pulse technology really works. You put your foot to the throttle and the engine immediately powers away and there's no turbo lag whatsoever.
On the move, the D4 is slightly more noisy than the ultra-hushed D5. Entry-level Momentum, with its 17-inch wheels, ride the best, so if you go for 18-inch wheels, speccing the optional rear air suspension is a good idea. It's not perfect, but it just adds to the cosseting driving experience.
Unsurprisingly for a Volvo, there's a wealth of safety kit as well, including pilot assist and large animal detection system. You heard me right. Now the former is a new autonomous adaptive cruise control system, and it works up to 80 miles an hour. It means you can take your feet off the pedals and your hands off the wheel, and it's fantastic for stop-start city driving. It's also very good for motorways, and I'm going to demonstrate. So let's give this pilot assist a try, shall we? Okay, I just need to set my speed, and I'm doing it completely hands-free. Oh, it wants me to put my hands on the steering wheel. That's just to make sure that I haven't actually fallen asleep. But it is now driving along fully autonomously. A word of caution though. Now if you like your big executive saloon cars to handle like sports saloons, you're probably better off buying a Jaguar XF or BMW 5 Series. You see, the Volvo S90 is more towards the comfort part of the spectrum, very much where the Mercedes E-Class resides. It's very comfortable, it's perfect for motorway journeys, and you really enjoy, especially with the air suspension, lolloping along and just cruising around. It's not like an old barge like you got on old Volvos, but it's very much a comfort-orientated driving experience.
You'll also enjoy looking at your reflection in shop windows because the S90 is a seriously handsome car. It's both traditional and upright looking in its road presence, but with its sharp lines and smart Thor hammer day running lights, it's cool and contemporary too. The S90 isn't cheap though, it's roughly on par with its rivals, and the options list is costly too.
There was once a time when if you wanted a big executive car, you bought German, or if you wanted to be really different, you bought a Jaguar. But the Volvo S90 is a serious player in this part of the market. It's well made, it's comfortable, and it has the type of style only the Swedes can pull off. So, if the S90 has got your interest, you need to check out its rivals, and you can do so by watching our review of the Jaguar XF by clicking on the left, or of the excellent Mercedes E-Class by clicking on the right. Click at the top for our latest video and on our logo to subscribe.